In this tutorial, we'll take a look at how shipping can be tracked in JobPro. So shipping can be either incoming shipping related to purchase orders, for example, or outgoing shipping related to customer sales. Also, shipping could be returned, so it could be an incoming shipping from a customer, or also an outgoing shipping related to, say, an item that was faulty received on a purchase order. So if we have a look at the shipping module, now there's a separate video tutorial that covers all of the functionality in the shipping module, but this one will just focus on the tracking tab in shipping. So let's say we've got a shipping record and we create a new record from here, and we'll say it's an incoming, no, we'll say it's an outgoing shipping record relating to a customer. Because, for example, let's say this is going to be shipped maybe on a boat or something that's going to take a week to arrive there, and you want to then track that shipping during the process. So we'll add a line item, and we'll select a product to ship, and then we'll specify a quantity. And because this item is tracked by serial numbers, we need to specify which serial numbers we're going to ship. It's also being sent from the main stock location, but we could have changed the stock location if you've got multiple stock locations in the system. So then if we specify the carrier is UPS, for example, and we look at the tracking tab. So on the tracking tab, this is where it interacts with the carrier's website, and you can put in a tracking number. And if it's an actual valid tracking number, then you'll see more relevant information. So if we click on this little icon here to view the full screen for the web viewer, and in here, if you've got a larger monitor, you can extend the size of the JobPro window. So basically, you can look at the whole of the relevant carrier's website and interact with it from within JobPro here. Now, the way that this needs to be set up is that in setup, you'll specify the different carriers that you have, and also the URL that you would get from each carrier that will then allow JobPro to interact with the system. So they're pretty much standard URLs that each carrier will have. So for example, if we go into Home and then into Setup and then Lists and Menus, and we scroll down to Shipping Carrier, which we've already selected that option here, and that will show then on the right hand side any carriers that you've set up. You can create new carriers, and you'll insert then the URL that's relevant to tracking based on the tracking number that you'll enter in on the actual shipping record. So in the case of UPS, that's the URL that you'd put in, and the tracking number is embedded into it. Now simply, you can go into the UPS website, and you're able to copy and paste the URL out of the actual website to put into here. And the same goes for any carrier that you might use. Usually it is simply a case of just copying the URL from your browser, pasting it in here. But where you have the tracking number in the URL in your browser, you need to then replace that in the URL in JobPro with the following merge field. So basically, as the message says up here, you include the merge tracking number by entering in 2 less than symbols, and then the word tracking number, like that, and then 2 greater than symbols. So that represents a merge field. Okay, so then the next thing that you would do is, in the company module, you need to set up a separate supplier record for each of your carriers. So let's do a find in here, because we've got a few carriers already inserted. So we'll specify we want to find on suppliers, and we want to find carriers. Click continue, and we've entered 5 in this demo data. So let's just go to UPS. And in here, we'll have created a record Flagged as a supplier for UPS, we can put in an address if we like. But on the shipping tab, we need to flag them as a carrier, and then we need to link them to the relevant shipping tracking option that's already been put in setup. So that then ties together the supplier record to the URL that's going to be used automatically on a shipping record when you use that carrier on a specific shipping, whether it's an incoming shipping or an outgoing shipping. You can also specify then when the actual items are received and who signed for them at the customer's end. So that covers the tracking functionality linked into the shipping module in JobPro.